Hello, hello! Welcome to Club Chrisette. I'm your host, Chrisette, and welcome to The Letter. So this is a horror visual novel that's been on my wish list probably over a year. Probably safe to say about 2 years, but I don't even know if this game's 2 years old yet. But it's been on there for a long time, regardless. And with AHHtober upon us, we're gonna play it! So I got a warning at the beginning of as soon as I turned on the game, saying that this game includes sexuality and strong language and imagery that may be disturbing to some viewers. Player discretion is advised. So I'm just letting you guys know that if you guys start feeling unsafe, or if y'all feel any sort of feelings that are uncomfortable for you while watching this, just please you not have to engage, okay? Without further ado, let's hop into The Letter. I might not engage, I'm already scared. The Ermengard, how are we gonna say this? The Ermengard mansion. I'm not, very linguistically adept. It was built for Lord William and Lady Elizabeth Ermengard of Luxbourne, humble ambassadors of peace and beloved by their people. Both were well known for their compassion and generosity, never failing to extend a helping hand to anyone in need. Both were well known for their compassion and generosity, never failing to extend a helping hand to anyone in need. Under their influence and wealth, what was once a small, sleepy village grew into a prosperous and bustling town. However, the seasons of joy eventually ended when the good nobles perished at the hands of a great plague. Their riches and legacy were henceforth passed on to their only child, Lady Charlotte Ermengard. The mansion has stood since the 1620s, a witness to a very long history of joy and pain. After Lady Charlotte committed suicide, the great house was eventually left uninhabited. And that is when it began. That's when what began? It just says it. Surrounding villagers spoke of seeing and hearing unearthly things, of cries and howls that filled the nights, and hearsay of a mysterious woman roaming the halls aimlessly. It's La Llorona, isn't it? People who dared enter its walls were simply never heard from again. Even after 400 years, these stories remained. Much like the house itself. Oh, I bet you that house is not within current regulations then. Whispers about the once great house and its legend and curse still fall upon the villagers' ears. In spite of this, the current owners are convinced that these stories are nothing more than a hoax. Wow, brave souls. With little regard for the truth, they had Briar Realty Corporation place the property back on sale. Like Pandora's box, the secrets that lie inside wait to be discovered by brave souls. No matter what happens, take care not to be consumed by the curse. .. Good luck. Okay. Isabella. Oh god, I have this.
Hello? Isabella? Are you there? Where are you?
I am happy I don't have to do too much voice acting, just some narration, but thank goodness for this. I'm not gonna have to go from video to video being like, oh, what did that person sound like again? I don't remember, even though I just recorded the same video, same day or whatever, you know what I mean? Or even in the same video, I know I do that. Oh, we're holding her up. We're holding homegirl up. It's actually counting our seconds over here. This is kind of scary. A familiar, jittery voice comes from the other end.
Oh, hey Rose! I'm at St. Goretti High. What's the matter?
What do you mean, what's the matter? It's the mansion, silly. I'm here and you're late.
I mean, we're at school!
Jeez, we're on shift together. You promised! Oh my god, please don't tell me you forgot! You were planning on leaving me to check this place out on my own, weren't you? You chickened out!
Calm down. You know I take my promises seriously.
I'd like to believe that. So hurry up and get here. This place is huge. A bit too quiet since no one's lived here since, like, forever, but beautiful nonetheless.
Why are you so surprised? This isn't the first time you've been there.
I know. I just wish I could live in a place like this.
Ah, she's jealous.
It really takes my breath away.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Not after the rumors that say it's haunted.
Jeez, never mind those rumors. Ghosts aren't real after all. And even if they are, which they are not, they can't do anything.
Have you never heard of a poltergeist then, lady?
They're nothing but spirits.
You don't know that. They might be listening or watching right now, and they might not be happy with you enough to curse you.
No offense, sweetie, but that's a bit of a stretch.
Believe it or not, it's better to be careful.
Right. You know, not every property we sell will end up with a dead body stuffed in a sofa.
Did this happen?
And I think that mansion is where we'll likely find another one. I can feel it.
Oh god, so this did happen before. Oh, there's something over here in the corner that says new. New in the journal. Okay, well, we'll check that out in a minute.
That was one time, Isabella. Loosen up. Wait, just get here ASAP, please. I'm getting bored being here on my own.
Fine. Let me just finish up here. I'll be right there soon.
Okay, see you. Bye.
I don't know why it was counting how long that we were on the phone. She hangs up before I can respond. Rose. Still charming as ever.
Who was that?
I look up from my phone to see Rebecca. Becca, giving me a questioning look. She's worried that my other girlfriend called me.
Oh, that? It's just Rose.
Rose? The one you said who trained you for your job back when you started?
Oh, the mouth animation's actually pretty good in this. I was not expecting that, considering, you know, that we usually play visual novels that don't have this.
You're working together again?
Just for this property. We've been scoping out that big mansion down Anselm Village after the renovations. Today is sort of its grand opening to the public. The RC wants to give it one last check before we let potential buyers tour it this afternoon.
Oh, wait, mansion? That big spooky one you've been telling everyone about?
Yes.
Didn't you keep saying how it just gave you the creeps? You actually went there? And you're going back?
Well, I did promise Rose I wouldn't ditch her. And besides, a job is a job. Gotta do what you gotta do to make a living.
Oh, yes. As soon as those words leave my mouth, Becca lets out a soft chuckle.
What's so funny?
She's thinking about the time you were a sign spinner saying the exact same thing.
Nothing. It's just that I didn't expect you to say that. Coming from you, it sounds so out of character.
Oh, well.
I mean, no offense, but you've been freaking out about the place being creepy ever since you got assigned to it. Cursed rumors and all. I honestly thought you'd back out.
Not all the time. I could really use a huge amount of cash right now, and this is just the fastest way to get it. Plus, listen to this. Briar Realty wants it sold as soon as possible, and the agent who lands the deal is going to get a huge bonus. They never give bonuses like that. Getting that would make life so much easier.
Can we question for a second why they'd give a huge bonus to the realtor that, you know, successfully sales it? Like, are they just that desperate to get the property out? Did the renovators find something?
I'm desperate. It's perfect.
Oh, well, I kind of skipped over a little bit. But anyway, like, yeah, that just seems very questionable. Like, especially if they're stingy with bonuses. A sympathetic look crosses her face.
You know, if you're really in urgent need of money, you could have just asked me.
She's the friend with the money.
Or Ashton.
Ashton? Is he or she also the friend with the money?
We can always let you borrow, and you can pay us back whenever.
I have to keep myself from groaning out loud. In the years I've known her, I can already tell what is to expect once she has that expression.
Becca!
I've noticed that you've been living off instant noodles these past few weeks.
Sometimes it be like that. She crosses her arms and grimaces at the thought. Her voice slightly raises as she begins to scold me. Instantly, I am reminded why Becca excels at teaching boisterous teenagers.
Stop eating junk. They're cheap, but they're not good for you. You'll definitely end up in the hospital if you keep at it.
Here we go again. I eat other things too.
I eat other things too.
Oh, relationship? Okay, let's explore all this stuff real quick. Hang on. Okay, so we just got over... So it's kind of like Until Dawn. This is actually really interesting. I don't know if you guys know, but Until Dawn, there is a mechanic where your choices and outcomes can change, sort of based on the relationship status that you have with others, and everyone has kind of just like a straight up starting point. So like here, we just, got a little bit of a higher relationship with Rebecca, which is kind of nice. And what about the journal? Okay, nothing yet. I like, profiles, new. Okay, so we can learn about, who we're playing as we go. Undiscovered journal entry. I like how there's this page that's just like, help, help, help. Okay, so Homegirl and I are both Geminis. She's almost my age. Alright, so I feel like we should read this later just so we can get an idea of how to play her better. But so far we're just saying, hey, I eat other things too. I fold my arms across my chest, mimicking her posture and giving her the best frown I could muster. Same one I used my younger sibling. The same one I'd used with my younger siblings when they were being difficult. Instead, she only raises an eyebrow at me.
That's not going to work on me. And I saw it when you were cleaning your flat last week. The instant noodle cups outnumber everything else.
Hey. That's not cool, man. Just because they outnumber everything doesn't mean it's the only thing we eat.
You're just exaggerating. Did you even see what's in my cupboard yet? I'm not just living on instant noodles alone. I've got canned beans, peas, tuna, ham, and even hamburgers in there.
There we go. Becca's wrinkling her nose by the time I got to the end of my small list. She went a little green on the last one. I would have laughed a little at that if I didn't know it would only lead to more reprimands from her. I apologize. I'm not very linguistically inclined.
Aren't those the same ones you won from the grocer's raffle more than a year ago? Oh, I sincerely hope you're checking the date stamps on those things before eating them. I don't want a repeat of last year.
What happened last year?
In any case, those are still not exactly healthier choices, Belle.
She shakes her head, possibly laughing at some funny, distinct memory. When she looks up, I immediately brace myself. More words from her. Sometimes it's just better to let Becca talk until she's out of things to say. Oh, I know how that goes. But when she turns her attention back to me, there's only warmth in her smile.
What am I going to do with you?
Aw, she's just concerned. She says this more to herself than me, her voice shifting to something kinder, even motherly, if I'm looking for the exact word.
I hope you know that it's impossible not to worry about you when you're like this. I already told you before. You're always free to reheat food in my fridge.
We can reheat food in the fridge. Oh, okay, hang on. I was gonna make a joke about how, wow, there must be some microwave component in her fridge, but she's saying that she has food in her fridge that we can reheat. Okay.
Thanks, Becca. I really appreciate it, but you don't need to keep babying me. You've been taking care of me since after I moved here. You have to take a break sometime. And before you ask again, no. You know I'm not a fan of borrowing money. And I'm not going to ask you to give me what you earned hard for yourself.
You and your pride. But suit yourself. The offer stays on the table, though.
I nod in response, if only to get her to drop the topic, because we need to get the hell out of here. But I'm pretty certain I will never take that offer. Ever. It has nothing to do with pride. I've simply seen plenty of times how friendships can turn for the worse just because of a few unpaid debts. I don't want something like that to happen between me and Becca. We may argue about a lot of small, petty things, but she already feels like a real sister to me. I don't want to lose that friendship over something so trivial. Becca's movements when she takes a quick glance at something behind me snaps me out of my thoughts.
Enough chit-chat. Lunch is ending, and my students will be back any minute. We can catch up later. Good luck with your clients. You better treat us to lunch or something if you get that sale.
You bet!
With a small smile, she returns to her desk and begins shifting through the pages of rather thick history book. She's probably working on next week's lesson plan. Or trying, at least. Her eyes are distant, and she doesn't seem to be too attentive to whatever is on the page. As if she heard my thoughts, Becca starts coughing heavily. Her hand hastily goes to her mouth to stifle the sounds. This is precisely why I followed her here. For someone who makes a habit out of worrying about other people, Becca sure forgets how to take care of herself.
Hey, you sure you can manage on your own? I mean, you're still a bit feverish.
Hush, dear. Don't you worry about me. I'll just drink some medicine and I'll be right as rain.
I'll just drink some medicine. I mean, yeah, there is liquid medicine at this point. It just sounds funny to hear it like that. I level her with a flat look. She's had a cold for a couple days now. Something about the strange weather not agreeing with her lately. And despite my advice to take the week off and rest, I found her apartment empty when I dropped by this morning. She even left the medicine her doctor prescribed. Look who's being stubborn now.
You shouldn't even be working right now.
Seriously, you big baby. I'll be fine. For now, just go to work and stop making that Rose girl wait for you. I'll call you if I still feel bad, and you can come pick me up if it makes you feel any better.
She offers me a reassuring smile, and I can only sigh. Why do I even bother? There is no stopping her once she has decided on something. Defeated, I reach inside my bag and pull out the same bottle of medicine she left earlier. She looks at it wearily when I place it in front of her. Unfortunately for her, this is the only thing I'm not letting her have her way.
Alright, but don't forget what the doctor said. Drink this on time. I'll see you later, okay?
There's an amused gleam in her eyes when she shifts them back to me.
Look who's playing the mother hen now.
Rebecca!
Okay. I won't tease anymore. I'll make sure to drink it, Mom.
Before I can retort, she casts another look at the clock. I take that as a sign to finally end the conversation and my short visit. With a small wave, I leave her alone to her classroom and her thoughts. I hail a passing taxi to take me to the property as soon as I leave the school grounds. The mansion is some ways out in the countryside, but I don't have trouble giving the driver directions. Apparently, everyone in Luxburg City knows of it, including every bit of rumor surrounding the place. In fact, just the mention of its name is enough for locals to give you cautious, sidelong glances. I learned that the hard way the first time I commuted there, but it only boosted my belief that there's something more to that house. Even the news of it being renovated and placed back up on the market has caused quite a stir. Thankfully, it died down a few weeks later. The place would have become a lot harder to sell otherwise. I avert my eyes from the window once the buildings shrink in the distance. We get a glimpse of the countryside soon, although a quick glance at my watch tells me we're still a few minutes away from our destination. Might as well get some work done. Rose did ask me to review the mansion's documents. I already looked at them overnight, but you never know when things may go wrong. Life has ways of messing things up like that. Halfway through reading the papers, my phone rings. I pick it up without looking, neatly tucking in between my ear and shoulder. It's probably just Rose again. Ash?
Guess again.
That voice.
Ash.
Bingo.
Hey, what's up?
Just checking if you're still cool later this evening.
You mean that thing with Zach?
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't read the profile, so I don't know if this is important or
She
not.
even called in the middle of the night just to remind me.
No, don't worry. I didn't forget. I'll be there.
Cool. I'll see you later. What time do you get off?
Around 6 p.m.? I don't know. It's the first day of the Ermengarde Mansion's open house, and we're expecting quite a number of potential buyers. I'll be booked the whole afternoon.
Ermengarde Mansion?
You know, the big Jacobean mansion at Anselm Village? I'm on my way there right now, actually.
On your own?
Yeah, well, Rose is already there, but yeah.
I see. Looks like the scaredy cat finally toughened up.
Shut up!
Ash chuckles, and I can't help but roll my eyes upon hearing it.
I'll see you later. Drop me a call when you're done. I'll see if I can pick you up.
Whatever. Bye.
Stupid asshole, always teasing me whenever he sees a chance. I'll show him who's tough. October 21st, Friday. Okay. Journal. Timeline. Oh, so that's what we need to be looking at, is the timeline stuff then. So, for this day, before going to the mansion, Isabella Santos dropped by the high school to check on Rebecca Gales. The former reminded the latter to take her flu medicine before leaving. On the way to the mansion, Isabella received a phone call from Ashton Gray, reminding her of Zachary Seale's movie premiere that night. Okay. It takes a few minutes until I finally reach the infamous mansion. I have to admit, the entire property does look wonderful from the outside. Yet, despite all of this, it does nothing to hide that something is just wrong. The surrounding area is usually silent, and only the rustling of the leaves can be heard as the occasional breeze passes. While Anselm Village is just a few miles away, everybody keeps their distance on purpose. Perhaps out of fear, the horror of falling under the mansion's curse. Somehow, it makes me feel sad. The lack of immediate human presence just makes this place feel all the more eerie than it has any right to be. If it's uncanny in broad daylight, I can imagine how the place looks at night.
Are you planning to go inside that place, Missy?
Yes, sir. The voice nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Without completely taking my eyes away from the house, I give the driver a confused nod. A beat passes while I wait for him to say more, but his only answer is a non-committal hum. Belatedly, it occurs to me that he must have been waiting for my payment. I mentally slap myself for spacing out and promptly hand him the fare with an apologetic look. I expect him to leave as soon as I've paid, but there's a hesitant expression on him, as if something hasn't been said yet.
Is there something wrong?
Look, Missy, I'm sure you've heard what the people are telling everyone about that place. Nobody likes to be disturbed when they're at peace, and I'm pretty sure whatever they say is in that house doesn't want to either. I admit they did a good job fixing it up, but there must have been a reason why even distant relatives of the family who used to own the house never lived in there despite inheriting it. No wonder they wanted to get rid of it.
Maybe they just didn't like it?
You never know.
He drives off after, but what he said left a foreboding feeling in my gut. I breathe out a heavy sigh as I approach the house. After hearing enough of the rumors, I should have expected the conversation to take that turn. But I'm already here. Backing out is completely out of the question. It's not like I have a choice anyway. If I want that bonus and commission one way or another, I've got to sell this property. The door is ajar when I get to it, however, while my own copy of the keys dangle uselessly in my hand. Rose must have left it open when she arrived? That's weird. We may be the only people here this early, but I've never known her to be someone careless. Entering, what greets me inside leaves me gaping. They've cleaned every corner, waxed the wall, dusted the antiques, searched every nook, cranny, and crevice, and made it spick and span. For all the sake of making the mansion more enticing to the modern-day lords and ladies. But no matter how hard they tried, the mansion still looks as soulless as ever. As though it's going to eat you alive. If you ask me, they should have just listened to what the other people have been telling them and leave this place alone. I like how the chandelier is just kind of slowly rocking back and forth up here. Oh, shoot, I didn't read that dialogue. Anyway. I call out.
Rose, I'm here. Where are you?
Oh, the echo effect's kind of nice. My voice echoes softly throughout the hallways. Oh, who am I kidding? In a place this big, I don't think she'll hear me no matter how deafening the silence is. She could be all the way on the other side of the property for all I know. Quickly, I reach for my phone to dial her number. But
The number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please check and try again.
well, that's already eerie. What do you mean has not been recognized? We were just talking a while ago. It's not like she was eaten by the house, right? Or maybe the ghost did hear us talking and spirited her away, right? Right? No, Isabella, don't be ridiculous. She probably just wandered deeper into the house and lost signal or something. I dial her number again, hoping the call will connect this
The
time.
number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please check and try again.
But to no avail. Oh boy, I have a very bad feeling about this.
Rose? If you can hear me, please come out. Come on, Rose. This isn't funny. You know this place gives me the creeps.
No answer. This isn't going to work. The place is big. She could be anywhere. I need to start looking for her. I take a deep breath before venturing deeper into the mansion. Taking a couple steps forward, I notice something move above the grand staircase. You know, if something was supposed to move, I didn't notice it either.
What the hell? Rose? Rose, is that you?
I'll probably notice it in post, though, and get, like, a small jump out of it, though.
Not funny. I'm leaving you if you don't come out. Not coming out, huh? Fine, I'm going.
Is the door going to be locked behind her? Okay, that's a lie. She's my friend. I can't really leave her until I know she's alright. Growing desperate, I try to contact her number again. Come on, please give me something. Please, Lord. Yes, finally.
Hello? Hello? Rose, I'm here at the mansion. Where the hell are you?
She doesn't respond. There's only heavy static coming from her side. I sincerely hope it doesn't get cut off again before I can get an answer from her.
Rose, come on. Where are you?
A few moments pass until the static eventually starts to quiet down. I'm at it.
What? The attic? Why?
Crap, it got cut off. Man, do I really need to go there? How deep inside the mansion the attic is, there's barely any signal. No wonder I can't contact her. But why is she there? Out of all the places, she just has to make me go fetch her from the creepiest room of this place. Is she doing this to get back at me for being late? Whatever, I'll just go. The sooner I meet up with her, the sooner I'll feel better about being here. I carefully make my way up the staircase. My legs wobble as I mentally curse the fact that I've chosen real estate instead of picking a career that doesn't involve strange abandoned houses. Upon reaching the top, the grand hallway greets me. Oh, there's birds outside. I love just the little subtle animations in this visual novel so far. Oh, it looks like one of the doors is open. I'm sure we're going to have to go in there, right? It branches out to two major wings of the mansion, the east and the west wing. There are two attics here, right? Which one on each side? But the east one has likely been converted to a storage room of sorts, and somehow I find it least likely for Rose to wander there by herself. Besides, she never did like going into stuffy storage rooms. I head towards the west wing first, where a simple wooden door at the end of the hall opens to a small room. Inside is another set of steps leading to the second attic. Unlike the grand staircase, though, the stairs to the attic are steep and narrow, made of old stones and covered with a thick coating of dust that kicks up in the air with every step. They didn't freaking clean that? Thank God, it's still daylight. If it wasn't for the light streaming through the door behind me, I might easily stumble and fall. With how old this place is, there's no light fixtures to illuminate the cramped passage up. Why didn't they bother to add one here when they renovated? Escapes me. Sheesh. They did it with the rest of the house. A small bedroom welcomes me at the end. But she's not here. It looks exactly as it did the last time I was here, full of dust, worn out, and faded by time. Odd, I thought they cleaned everything. Did the crew miss this room? Cleanliness is the least of my concerns right now. The more pressing matter is Rose. She's not here. Was I dreaming when I talked to her a while ago? Did I mishear her? No, it couldn't have been a dream. After all, the creepy ambience of this estate is doing such a remarkable job of making sure I stay alert and awake. And I'm sure she's here. Is this a prank? Or maybe that phone call was Rose's last message to me before the curse got to her? Shut up, brain, you're not helping. Don't make this any scarier than it already is. But if she's not here, then where is she? What the hell was that? That's it. I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving. We must have angered the spirits living here. I knew disturbing this mansion was a bad idea right from the very start. But nobody listened. Be freaking realistic, they said. They think I'm going cuckoo because I believe in curses and ghosts and all that. Me and my outlandish backwater country beliefs. I've always strived to be a model employee, but not this time. No. I'm turning back for the sake of my sanity. Briar Realty can find another agent who is more realistic to tour people around this haunted house. Before leaving, I take one last look at the gloomy old room, just to check.
What's this?
My worries about Rose's whereabouts must have caused me to miss this when I first entered the room. But there's clearly something on the floor. Is it this hole in the floor? Is that what you're looking at? It looks like
A letter?
Oh, is this where the name gets its game? The game gets its name? Lying on the ground, just a couple of inches away from my feet. Out of sheer curiosity, I lean down and pick it up. Strange. I don't recall seeing this last time I was here. Just a few days back, me and a few other agents inspected the mansion to prepare for today. I have been the last to look inside the attic and leave, but this certainly hasn't been here before. Someone must have left it in this room since then. Did Rose leave this for me? Was she here a while ago? I couldn't have missed her though, could I? There's only one set of stairs leading to this attic. The letter isn't exactly in pristine condition. In fact, it looks rather ancient. The paper is so thin and rough, I'm worried it'll fall apart if I so much as touch it. But with great care, I open it, and what I read shakes me to my core.
What? Oh my god.
Okay. It just says help me. In, what looks like in blood. Nothing but the words help me fills the page, all of it seemingly written in crimson shaded pen. Or blood. I gulp. The same phrase just goes on until...
Send this to 5 people or else. Or else what?
Just a bunch of or else ellipses.
Or else what?
As quickly as I can, I scan the back of the paper and peek in the envelope to make sure I'm not missing out on a second page. And there's nothing.
No. Oh, please, no.
My hand trembles as dread creeps over me. The room is suddenly getting colder. I need to get out of here. Folding the paper in half, the sight that greets me next has me frozen on the spot. A pair of blood-soaked feet enters my field of vision, covering its gaping wounds, with skin eaten away to reveal flesh, bone, and all the manner of things that one isn't meant to see. It's too much. All of it is too much. I want to cry, call for help, but the words catch in my throat. Even my feet won't move, completely paralyzed out of terror. Lord, please help me. Is there a way we can save? Because I want to save now. Close eyes and pray. Story updated. I shut my eyes tight, muttering fervent prayers underneath my breath.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
I mean, I would honestly probably do the same thing in this case. Prayers taught me as a child by my mama and papa slip out endlessly through my teeth. Like, in this case, I'd just be so desperate. Like, I'm too scared to look up myself. You know what I mean? I feel like that's just going to be the end of us. Like, it's just going to be game over, credits, if I look up. Because God, oh God, if you have to listen to any of my prayers, please listen to this one. And if God doesn't listen, at least I won't see the thing that kills me. Exactly! A cold comfort. I wait. And I wait some more. But nothing happens. I dare take a peek. Only to find that the ghost, the thing, whatever it is gone. Relief washes over me as I shakily get up to my feet and back away towards the door. Wrenching it open, I slip out without a second thought and make a run for it down the stairs and onto the hallway. I take a look back to make sure it isn't behind me. Any other person might have stopped, dismissed it as a trick of the light and an overactive imagination, but I'm not taking any chances. I am not giving that thing another chance to catch me off guard. It probably will. I bet you that's the thing we saw run across the stair. I don't know if anything ran across the staircase, though. I still legitimately don't. I didn't see it because I was reading the text. I don't think I'll ever feel safe until I get out of here. Whatever that is, every warning bell in my mind is telling me that it's going to jump out at any moment and get me while I'm still in this place.
I freaking told them! Oh man, oh man, oh man!
Racing down the stairs, a breathy laugh escapes me and my shoe slips and I find myself falling until my back hits the ground and pain rakes my back. My head grows fuzzy and my vision dims as I fight to stay conscious.
Go away.
The last thing I see are those feet before all I know is darkness. While looking for her missing co-worker, Isabella found a mysterious letter in the Ermengarde mansion's attic. Driven by fear to read what was inside it, thinking that the place is cursed at work, she hurries to leave, only to meet a buzz breaks the silence. I start to rouse, pulled into consciousness against my own will. I've never felt this tired before. I just want to sleep, but the instant buzzing, poking, and prodding isn't letting me. Are we being eaten alive right now? My old mattress may not be the comfiest of places, but that doesn't make me any more eager to wake up.
5 more minutes, Becca.
I spat away what is nudging at me persistently at my side. Is it going to be Rose? Because I can't make out what it's saying. It's muffled. Can't I just get a few extra minutes to sleep today? I promise I'll work hard once I'm up. A hand lightly taps my cheek and something cold is suddenly pressed against the back of my head. The icy sensation slowly spreads throughout the area, giving me an uncomfortable feeling.
Isabella?
The fog immediately lifts from my mind the moment I recognize the voice and my eyes snap open. It is Rose and some other woman. They're both floating for some reason. Look at them. They're just kind of like bouncing up and down a little bit. There, Rose is looking down at me as Rose. Another woman loiters beside her, but my attention is too focused on my co-agent to even ask why there's someone else with her. Rose's posture just screams worry, although she's keeping a straight face, or trying to at least. I can't help but feel bad for making her fret. A wave of dizziness washes over me as soon as I try to get up, forcing me to lie back down again. Luckily, the feeling subsides after a few seconds, only until a mild throbbing somewhere at the back of my head remains. With a little assistance from Rose, I push myself upright. She hands me the ice pack and gestures for me to press it where I suspect a small lump has already formed. If the light ache in the area indicates anything.
All right, Isabella, where are we?
The Ermengarde mansion. Why? Ow, my head.
And the date today?
October 21st? Rose.
Last one. Can you count to 15 in reverse order?
15, 14, 13, 12. No, that's wrong. Why are we doing this?
She's just checking if your injury is in any way serious.
Exactly. This time, I curiously regard the woman standing beside Rose. It's impossible to overlook her, what with that way she towers over us. And here I thought Rose is already tall. Who is she anyway? One of the remaining cleaning crews? But with how criminally dressed she is, I don't think anyone would want to clean in a suit. An expensive suit at that. The gloves alone must have already cost a fortune. Her eyes slowly shift between me and Rose, considering us is almost unreadable expression, before finally fixing a sharp gaze on me. I can't help but fold my arms protectively over as... Oh shoot, I'm sorry, I clicked a little too fast there. She may be far from a cleaning crew, but she certainly looks like our supervisor doing evaluation.
Just do it, please.
I eye them both wearily, but recite everything she had asked. Rose releases a breath of release once I'm done.
You scared me for a moment there. I was about to call for an ambulance. Are you alright?
Exacerbation soon replaces the dull ache. The memory is a little fuzzy, but the attic and...
There was someone, Rose. In the attic.
Someone? You mean a client? Oh, that's unlikely. It's probably just one of the cleaning crews. The boss sent a few of them back this morning for some last minute...
No, not any of those. I'm not actually sure. Wait, didn't I call you? You said you were in the attic when you answered. That's why I went there in the first place.
Both Rose and the lady look at me like I've just grown another head. Did I say something weird? Rose quickly casts an apologetic smile at the woman before the awkward silence stretches on further. It's her saleswoman's smile. It's the same one she taught me back when I was still a trainee. I should have shown this to troublesome clients, or just to avoid trouble in general, she advised. It's also the same one she gives me when I've done something particularly absurd that may cause us to lose a potential sale. Her eyes are serious when she turns back to me. She takes both my shoulders, gently squeezes it, and with as much patience as she can, muster.
As much as I'd love to have gotten at least a heads up of your arrival, I didn't really get a call from you.
Huh, I'm sure she could show her her call log and just be like, look, I called you 3 times, like...
Signal here is absolutely horrendous. I was in the garden earlier and couldn't even make a single call. Isabella, I'm going to ask again. Are you really alright? What happened?
I don't know. It's all a bit blurry.
Do you have the letter still?
I remember I was looking for you, but you weren't in the attic. And there's... whoever it is. Then I must have tripped on a rug or something on the way down. Oh no. Do you think someone came in while you were out? You left the main door open. We are so going to get into big trouble if something gets stolen, Rose.
Perhaps it is a concussion.
What?
Are you sure you feel fine? We could still call for an ambulance. I could cover for you.
No, I'm fine. I'm okay, Rose. I can work.
Wait. Hold your horses, Rose. I can't dismiss an important sale because of a minor bump on my head. An extremely minor bump. I've had worse when I was a kid. This is nothing.
Besides, if I leave, you'll have to shoulder everything in the open house, alone. And in a mansion this big?
There's also the part where I may lose that bonus, BRC promise, but that's completely beside the point. Rose gives me a skeptical look when I return the cold compress to her and push myself off the floor. I have to use the staircase's railings to steady myself, but otherwise I feel fine.
See? I'm A-okay.
The two of them exchange a worried glance, and Rose assumes a contemplative look. I lower my lip in anticipation. If she says no...
Right you in.
A smile threatens to slip out from me.
If I see that you aren't feeling well, I'm taking you personally to the nearest clinic to have you checked. Clear?
Clear as day, ma'am. Thanks, Rose.
You insisted. But remember what I said. First sign of you looking not okay, and we're off. No questions asked.
It's just a small bump. Don't worry.
You shouldn't downplay these kinds of things. It could be a serious injury for all we know.
Suddenly a small cough sounds against the walls of the foyer, interrupting our banter. This woman is looking expectantly at the two of us. Her stare makes me shrink back a little on myself. She isn't really intimidating. Well, she is. But not in a scary negative way. Far from it. Actually, her demeanor simply commands an air of sophistication and respect. In a different world, a younger me probably would have wished to be like her. At our lack of response, she coughs again, lifting a well-trimmed eyebrow at me in question. Words get caught in my throat at the sight of it, and Rose, as usual, is swift to catch my blunders.
My sincerest apologies, Miss
McCulloch. Marianne McCulloch.
Good thing you have a first name, because I could not say that last name. Marianne. I could say Marianne, right? So we're gonna play as her in some sort. So far, we're not impressing her. But we're doing okay with Rebecca still, even though she's not in the story right now. Marianne, Tally Rose Designs. Interior designer. She hands me her business card. The words interior designer catch my eye before I flip it over. Oh. Probably someone interested in the mansion for its 17th century influences then. I won't hold it against her though. Despite the hearsays and remaining uninhabited for years, the mansion's original fittings and furniture have kept completely intact and restored to pristine condition. I suppose some people find that trip to the past feeling appealing. After all, with what it offers, this place could also be a haven for people looking to live somewhere with a classic historical charm.
Miss McCullough, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We're just ironing out a few things, but we'll be starting the tour soon enough.
Oh, that freaking smile that she said, that real estate smile.
In the meantime, we've prepared some refreshments for you in the parlor while you're waiting. If you could please.
Thanks. There's no need for it, though. I just dropped by for a quick survey of the place.
What accent does she have?
I thought I should check the estate before I meet with the homeowners.
Her accent just dropped when she said homeowners. Rose's confusion is impossible to miss when she glances at me, and I return it with an equally perplexed look. And against my better judgment, I blurt out the first question that comes to mind.
I'm sorry. Homeowners?
I should have kept my mouth shut, because now they both look absolutely pissed. A flash of irritation crosses her face, but it instantly disappears under a mask of professional detachment.
Yes. Hannah Wright? I was hired by her to handle the interior design for their newly bought home.
Oh, it's already been bought then?
This is the Ermengarde mansion, right?
Is Hannah someone we're gonna... Oh yes, Hannah is someone we're gonna encounter at some point.
It is, but...
She pauses, possibly trying to find the right words to fix an awkward situation without offending someone. Suddenly, Rose nudges me with her elbow. We'll check with our supervisor. Those few moments had given me enough time to clear my head of any nervousness or confusion. It's a relationship, did we? Okay, so Rose is not on our relationship status, I just realized. But we're, you know, we already got some good points with Marianne.
It is, ma'am, but we weren't aware the mansion has already been sold.
What do you mean?
I almost flinch whenever she turns her gaze on me, but I stand my ground. Besides, it isn't like I hadn't dealt with awkward situations like this before. I may screw up at times, but that doesn't mean I haven't learned a thing or two in my 5 years I've worked in the business.
The mansion is indeed for sale, ma'am. Today's the open house, in fact. However, we haven't heard anything from the higher-ups that a deal has already been closed for this particular property.
Exactly.
If you'd like, my co-agent and me can check with them right now.
She nods, seemingly deep in thought after I've finished. She appears to be a reasonable person anyway. Given the proper explanation, she'd surely understand.
I thought something looked odd when I arrived here. Excuse me, I think I need to make a call to my secretary. Thank you for your assistance, Miss Santos.
With a slight wave of her hand, she leaves us. That seems to be the end of it. Both Rose and I have a sigh of relief. Disaster averted. Alright everyone, I think that's what we're going to call it for now. I know this video otherwise is going to get pretty long. We've already encountered our first set of scares, but I'm really excited for everything to get going. So, I mean, especially just given all the mechanics that are happening. I'd like to, you know, really take off with it though soon. Hopefully soon we'll be able to. Alrighty, everybody. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think anything's going to happen to us? Is it going to be like a slasher sort of visual novel where our choices will inevitably end people? Or what do you think's going to happen? What do you think we would have saw if we looked up instead of closed our eyes and just prayed desperately? Oh my goodness. I am very excited to keep going with this. I'm going to record the next episode as soon as I get off of work. But alrighty, everybody. Until next time, you all have a lovely day and a happy October. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!